Bubba Wallace trying to stay on the outside of that 45 and pressure him, limit the amount he can come up the racetrack and see if he can get by on the high side.
Michael McDowell at the 5th row jumped up and made it 3 wide, still 3 wide, but he made a ton of positions doing that.
He did that on the very first start of the race as well to gain a lot of spots, finishing 11th in that first stage. He's taking gambles. His pit crew has taken gambles all year long to put him in spots to succeed, and he matches well with that aggression on the racetrack.
Bubba Wallace pinching down that 45, and Bubba Wallace is leading at Richmond.
Look who's in 3rd. Those Chase Elliott fans want to know, is a win in the books? Is it possible? Junior, you talked about it in the pre-race. This is without a doubt the most speed I believe the 9 has had since he's come back from injury.
Look at what Brad Keselowski is doing on the outside of Hamlin here as well, using that high line to get by people. BuildSubmarines.com giving us this perspective.
And one thing we're seeing right there, or we're listening to, is Brad Keselowski's shifting. So he went into high gear on the front straightaway, downshifted into turn 1. We know the shifting changes the balance of these cars. So if you were in clean air, running along, not shifting in that first stage, when we have a restart here on new tires, everybody's bunched up around you, and you're forced to push your car a little harder. Maybe that balance isn't what you thought it was. Maybe the performance of your car isn't doing what it needs to do when you induce the shifting into it. Also, you have to think, too, this is a longer stage. To combat that point I made, you could say, hey, Denny Hamlin might be sitting there riding this out, trying to save with a one-stop strategy. We know they like to go long. This 11 team always goes longer than everybody else. And so maybe he's sitting there thinking, hey, go on and run hard. I'm here for one stop only. Y'all can push all you want, Marty.
And Junior, just to keep that in mind, Chris Gabehart a couple of years ago used that strategy you're talking about, running stage 2 on one stop to save an extra set for the end of the race. In that stage 3 a couple years ago, he spent 16 laps, down a lap, put tires on, came back through the field, and won the race. So you might be right on with that. The other thing with shifting, Steve, is that this should be also a shorter run for some. If you're going to two-stop this stage, it's only about 50 laps, as you just mentioned a moment ago, not 70 like you did in stage 1. So does allow you a little more bandwidth, you think, behind the wheel to shift a little bit more and use the tires a little bit more, too?
Well, that's where communication's so